Ola transformed fully into a water goddess before him. Before Emeka could react, Ola, with a flicker of her hand, cast a spell of enchantment upon him. Before he could protest, she wrapped her arms around him, pulling him into the depths of the sea with a strength that defied mortal comprehension. Emeka struggled against Ola's hold. Once upon a time, in the heart of a lush African village, nestled between rolling hills and swaying palm trees, there lived a young man named Emeka. Emeka was a very handsome young man, tall with a confident posture that exuded charm and charisma. His smile was infectious, lighting up his face and captivating those around him. He was the epitome of timeless elegance, but beneath his charming facade lay a darker side to Emeka. He saw women as nothing more than conquest, objects to be pursued and discarded at his leisure. With his smooth-talking ways and magnetic glamour, he would weave his web of seduction, luring unsuspecting women into his grasp with promises of passion and affection. Once he had ensnared his prey, Emeka would use them for his own pleasure, discarding them once he grew bored or found a new target to pursue. He reveled in the thrill of the chase, moving from one conquest to the next with reckless abandon, leaving a trail of broken hearts in his wake. Despite the pain he inflicted, Emeka remained unrepentant, convinced of his own superiority and entitlement. He saw no harm in using women for his own pleasures, viewing them as disposable playthings to satisfy his own desires. There lived a young beautiful lady named Ulomma. Ulomma's beauty was so captivating as it was undeniable. With her radiant smile, luminous eyes and graceful demeanor, she exuded an air of confidence and poise that drew admiring glances wherever she went. Though many men were drawn to her beauty, Ulomma remained steadfast in her resolve, recognizing the shallowness of their intentions and refusing to compromise her values for empty flattery. She knew her worth and refused to settle for anything less than genuine love and respect. One day, Emeka and Ulomma's path met. Emeka couldn't resist her charms, and as usual, he went straight ahead to pursue her. All his attempts to lure Ulomma with his charms seemed futile. Infuriated Emeka, on getting to his house, was seen soliloquizing, "Unbelievable! How dare she reject me like that? I'm charming, good looking, the whole package. She should be jumping at the chance to be with me. Who does she think she is to turn me down? I put myself out there, poured on the charm. What did I get? A polite rejection. Like I'm not even worth her time." He lamented bitterly. But still, why does it even bother me so much? I've had plenty of women before. Why should this one rejection get to me? Or maybe I'm not as great as I think I am? No, I refuse to believe that. I'm the most handsome man in this village. He praised himself. On different occasions, Emeka continued to pursue Ulomma to no avail. Emeka vowed to deal with Ulomma for rejecting his advances. One quiet evening, Emeka followed Ulomma from behind down to her house. He forced his way into his house and forced himself on her, deflowering her. Ulomma felt broken and shattered. With pain in her voice, she cried out, I call upon the spirit of the waters to avenge the pain you have caused me. May the currents of the river drag you down into the depths of despair. Let the spirits of the water bear witness to the pains you have caused me and deliver justice upon you, she cried bitterly. Ulomma cried bitterly throughout the night. Her cry shattered the tranquil silence of the ocean depths, echoing through the vast expanse of the underwater realm. Emeka, on the other hand, felt like a king, praising himself for dealing with Ulomma for rejecting him. Days passed and weeks passed. Emeka continued with his ways. One day, he met a very beautiful lady named Ola, adorned in jewels and pearls. She exuded an aura of opulence and luxury, her beauty enhanced by the treasure of the deep. Emeka approached her, using his charms to lure her. Unable to resist her enchanting gaze, Emeka invited Ola to his house, his heart racing with anticipation and excitement. Ola followed Emeka. As they entered into his house, Ola transformed fully into a water goddess before him. Before Emeka could react, Ola, with a flicker of her hand, cast a spell of enchantment upon him. Before he could protest, she wrapped her arms around him, pulling him into the depths of the sea with a strength that defied mortal comprehension. Emeka struggled against Ola's hold, his lungs burning for air as he fought to break free. Yet, he could not escape her grasp, ensnared by the irresistible pull of her magic. With a triumphant smile, Ola guided him deep into the abyss, her laughter echoing through the water. As Emeka stood before the water goddess, trembling with fear and anticipation, he felt the weight of her divine presence bearing down upon him like a crushing wave. Her eyes, cold and unforgiving, seemed to pierce through the depth of his soul as she regarded him with disdain. "Mortal," she intoned, her voice echoing with power of the ocean's fury, "for your crimes against love and fidelity, I condemn you to suffer the ultimate punishment. From this day forth, your manhood shall be rendered impotent, a male shell of his former self." Emeka recoiled in horror, unable to comprehend the magnitude of the curse that had been placed upon him. His mind raced with thoughts of shame and humiliation, knowing that he would forever be deprived of the one thing that had defined his masculinity. "You will wander the earth as a mere shadow of your former self, until you have gained redemption in the eyes of those you have wronged," the river goddess thundered. With a wave of her hand, the river goddess sealed the curse, binding Emeka to a fate worse than death. As he felt the life drained from his body, he knew that he had been condemned to a lifetime of suffering and despair, forever cut off from the joys of love and intimacy, knowing that those he wronged will never forgive him. With a cry of anguish, Emeka fell to his knees, his spirit broken and his heart heavy with regret. Like a glimpse of light, Emeka found himself in his living room, sweating profusely and crying bitterly. As he touched his manhood, he realized that it was as cold as ice. With a heavy heart and a burdened soul, Emeka embarked on a journey of redemption, seeking forgiveness from those he had wronged. Each step weighed heavily upon him. Approaching the first woman, he humbled himself before her, his words wrought with sincerity and remorse. "I am deeply sorry for the pains I have caused you," he confessed, his voice quivering with emotions. I know that mere words cannot undo the harms I have done, but please know that I am truly sorry." To his surprise, the woman regarded him with eyes softened by compassion, her forgiveness a beacon of hope in the darkness of his guilt. Moved by her kindness, Emeka continued his journey, seeking out each person he had wronged. Emeka went to Ulomma's house to seek for her forgiveness, but was told that Ulomma had traveled out of the village. Day after day, Emeka searched tirelessly for Ulomma, his heart heavy with regret and longing. He scoured every corner of the village and outside of the village, questioning neighbors and friends, hoping for any clue that might lead him to her whereabouts. One day, as Emeka's search seemed to reach a dead end, he found himself sitting in despair at the village square. Watching him from afar was Ulomma's aunt, who had observed his relentless quest with a mixture of sympathy and admiration. Approached him with a gentle smile. Ulomma's aunt told him where he can locate Ulomma. Emeka's heart leaped with hope and his eyes wide with anticipation. Thanked her and set off on his journey once more, filled by renewed hope and determination. Finally, after days of arduous travel, Emeka arrived at the small village nestled among hills. There he found Ulomma, her figure bearing the unmistakable sign of pregnancy. A wave of guilt washed over him as he realized the gravity of his actions. Trembling with emotions, he reached out to Ulomma, his voice choked with remorse. "I am so sorry," he stammered, his words barely audible above the pounding of his heart. "I had no idea. I never meant for this to happen." Ulomma regarded him with eyes that held a mixture of sadness and resignation. She ran into the room, locking the door behind him. Emeka continued to plead with her, morning, afternoon and night, with so much remorse in his voice. He promised to do well by her and promised to fully commit to her and their baby. Ulomma's heart was torn between anger and forgiveness. And then, with a weary sigh, Ulomma forgave Emeka. With a newfound determination burning in his heart, Emeka vowed to make amends for his past mistakes, to be the man that Ulomma and their child deserved. After months of earnest efforts to build trust and demonstrate his commitment, Emeka's persistence and genuine remorse began to soften the heart of Ulomma, and slowly they forged a bond built on honesty and understanding. Each passing day brought them closer to reconciliation, eroding the walls of resentment in Ulomma's heart. With time, forgiveness blossomed into love. Ulomma found herself opening her heart once more to the man who had caused her nothing but pain. Despite the pain of the past, Ulomma saw him a changed man, someone who had grown and matured through adversity, someone worthy of a second chance. One night, Emeka had a dream where he stood in front of the water goddess. "Your journey has not gone unnoticed, mortal," she said, her words carrying the weight of divine wisdom. "You have shown through remorse for your actions, and for that, you are worthy of redemption. Go forth with a heart cleansed of guilt and a spirit renewed, and may you find peace in the forgiveness of those you have wronged." As Emeka woke up, his manhood, once rendered impotent by divine decree, began to stir with newfound life, Emeka's heart overflowing with happiness and wonder. He embraced his restored manhood as a symbol of hope and renewal. And so, on a beautiful sunny day, surrounded by loved ones and with their child nestled safely in their arms, Emeka and Ulomma exchanged vows of love and commitment, embarking on a new chapter of their lives together as husband and wife. And so, they lived happily ever after. This story teaches us the importance of respect for others. Treating people, especially women, as objects for amusement or pleasure is disrespectful and harmful. Every individual deserves to be treated with dignity and respect, regardless of gender. It also teaches the transformative power of redemption. It's never too late to change and make amends for past wrongs. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe and comment and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss out on any of our amazing stories. Bye.